I am going to list 12 things how the twin flame runner and the chaser are different from each other, so you can understand each other a lot better, and this way you can self-integrate and heal. The very first thing is going to be the core, that there is a nervous system at the back of the body. That is where the twin flame chaser is the most connected to. And there is a nerve going, this is from polyvagal theory, a nerve going from the head to the body down, and this is where the twin flame runner is the most connected to. And that gives a huge difference, because the chaser at the back is going to be more connected to the impulses and the internal experiences and lives in the emotion, while the runner is connected to the head. And because the emotions are here, you can see that they are a lot more further away from it, and that's why they can move away so much, and they are not connected as deep as you are, and that's why you are more stuck in it and they can move away so easily. And in reality, it represents what is going on in both of you, that there is an impulse going up at the back of the body to the head. The head is going to decide how you feel, what that impulse means, and it sends down a signal and makes you feel. And this is where the second thing is, that this is a further representation of the child and the adult self. That the child self is represented at the back. This is the decisions that you made. And there is actually another child self that is created by the parent directly. And this is the head. The front of the head represents the parent, and the back of the head is actually when the child grows up and their own decisions, how the child sees the reality. But the problem is that if the self-integration is not very correct, then it's going to be very similar to what the parent told you about reality. And that is why generally when you see a twin flame chaser, they are going to be a little bit more childlike, that even the look, more baby faced, sometimes the way they talk, they are more playful. And when you see a runner, they are going to be a little bit more mature and a little bit like strict and cold. And again, like comparing to each other. Then in the third one, it's actually self-worth. And there will be two parts to it. The first one is that the chaser is going to have a lower self-esteem than the runner, because again, the chaser represents the child self and or more connected to the child self, and the runner is more connected to the parent self. And if you really think of that, the child has to have a lower self-esteem and the parent has to have a higher self-esteem. Otherwise, we would have never survived. So the parent has to have even like a false belief that they know what they are doing in order to raise a child. And the child has to be submissive, cannot have the ability to understand that this parent is horrible, because otherwise they would go away too easily, too early, and they would die. And the second thing to it is that this is like self-esteem, self-worth, and it's actually a belief. And the head represents the beliefs. And this is where the huge difference is as well, that the head represents the external self. And if you see, like, we have all of these things like the ears, the eyes, that can really focus on external reality. And what they do, they can compare. So externally, we can compare by many, like how much money they have, how good they look, how successful they are, how many of this they have, blah, blah, blah. And it can create a self-belief, self-worth, that I am special. Because compared to all of these, I am more than them, even if it's not true. And the body is internal, and it's completely different, because you cannot compare your emotions comparing to like other people's emotions. But what you can do, you can compare your own emotions compared to when someone is close to you. So there is I don't know, like person A, how he makes you feel, then is person B, C, D, and this is how you make the other person special. You are special. You make me feel different than anyone else. And this is a huge difference, because this is what you are more connected to, that another person can feel special and the other person can feel special about himself. And this is how the self-worth difference is. The fourth one is going to be a similarity and a difference as well. The similarity is going to be a core wound that both of you have trust issues, but you are dealing with it completely differently. The chaser is going to try to do more and more and more. I'm not good enough, I'm not enough, I'm not enough, I cannot let it go, I do more and do more. And even when they question the partner, they are just stuck in a loop. While the runner is going to be the complete opposite. And the chaser is looking for always at least a little bit of good thing. And as soon as, that's why the partner maybe does 100 really bad things, but just one little good one, and that is going to override that, yeah, finally he did something or she did something, and that person is good. And the runner is going to be the complete opposite. The runner goes away from the emotions, and the runner is in a relationship that always tells the partner, can I trust you, can I trust you, can I trust you? But in reality, they have already decided that the partner cannot be trusted, and they are looking for all of the signs that validates that they were right. And that's how they actually create their own self-fulfilling prophecy. The fifth one is going to be how you feel internally. I actually made a video titled Twin Flames Sex, and that I don't know why I give the title, but it actually just explains the two opposites, and it goes into really depth. But the summary of it is that the chaser is going to feel soothed and feels whole when the partner is there, because they really need this proximity, especially physically, because they're more connected to the physical body, and they feel anxiety when the partner is away. It's actually separation anxiety, and all their thoughts are going to be around the partner. And the runner is going to be the complete opposite, that they are going to feel excited when they are with the chaser, but they are going to feel bored when they are away from the partner. The sixth one is going to be how they actually experience love. And the runner is going to be more connected to the head, and the head is more connected to beta and alpha, and these are like faster, lighter brainwaves. And the chaser is going to be more connected to the body, and these are theta brainwaves, and they are like slower, more rigid brainwaves. And that's why the chaser is going to experience love a lot deeper. It's like their whole body feels it, and it really stays there, and it stays longer because it's more rigid and deeper. While the runner, because it's just fast, it's a lot lighter. And again, that's why they can move away from the relationship as well, because it doesn't go deep. The seventh one is going to be how you act according to pain. And the chaser is acts in a way that cannot let it go. They feel the pain, and because they try to resolve it from the body, and they should move away to the head. And this is kind of what your nervous system is trying to tell you, to move away to the head and try to see it and resolve the issue. And the runner is the opposite, that they just detach, they go away. And that's again, like they can really solve it because they are in the head if they go down in the pain and they connect with the head. And this is what the twin flame connection really is, to get a proper connection between these different parts of the brain and different parts of the nervous system. The eighth one is going to be the relationship, how you behave in the relationship. And the chaser is going to be overly focused. They want to spend too much time with a partner. They spend too many text messages. They want to do too much. Especially compared to, that's another thing, compared to the runner who is under. So just imagine to a secure person, a chaser is going to be still like a lot more than what is normal, but the problem is that the runner is very, very under, so the difference is even a lot more. So whatever the runner does, it's like for you, you feel it a lot under. And the runner is going to be in a way that you are too overly, because you're both of you away from the middle, so it's like double. For you, the internal experience is like double what a secure person would actually experience, that you are a little bit over and it's a little bit under, but because you two are communicating, it's like a huge difference, and that causes a lot of friction between you two. Then the ninth one is going to be that the chaser is more focused on the past and wants to recreate the past. And when it comes to the relationship, they are really connected to the positive things, more connected to the positive things and less connected to the negative ones. And the runner is going to be the opposite, that they are more connected to the future and the new relationship looks a lot better for them. And they prefer to start a relationship from scratch compared to stay in an old one. And when they think back to the past, they actually see the negatives more compared to the positives. And this is where the bigger difference is again. Because exactly that's why the chaser cannot really let it go, because they want to recreate the positive, and the runner refocuses on or overly focuses on the negative, and that's why they can detach so easily. The 10th one is going to be how you create your self-worth. And there is a huge difference here as well. That the chaser is going to how that one person, how much he or she loves me. So loved by one, and how much that love is. And the runner is actually, because it's more collective focused, how many people admire me. So it's not the much, not the depth, it's the many. How many people admire me, that's my self-worth. And this is where it actually comes your anger, like your anger comes to that level, and it turns into two ways. The chaser becomes very jealous, and actually the runner becomes envious towards others. That's your core dominant emotion, because this is what you value. The 11th one is going to be your internal experiences. So the runner is more heady and they can feel emptiness or that something is missing. And what that is actually their deep impulses and deep emotions. And as soon as they connect to that part, they are going to feel whole. I know, because I've been through this self-development. And the chaser, on the other hand, feels overwhelmed. That's the head, because they are more connected to their body, so they feel this anxiety in the head. And also they feel that they need this one person to feel whole and feel complete. And also that they want to be suited. And it actually, what they don't really understand, it's actually the head, that they need to connect to the head. That's what they experience, but they experience it in a way that they want to get it from an external person. But in reality, this is how your nervous system is trying to tell you that you need to connect to your head more. And the last one, the 12th one, is going to be very individual for everyone. But there is going to be a core thing that you are going to bring out the worst and the best out of you. So all the crap is going to come up. All of these things you haven't seen, your behaviors you haven't seen. and you're actually going to bring your biggest nightmares into life out of each other. So these were the 12 differences. I really hope it gave you a better understanding of each other and it can help you self-integrate. See you in my next video.